everyone. Welcome to the premiere episode of EMRC's E-novate podcast, where we spotlight the trailblazers, ideas, and innovations redefining the energy sector. From breakthrough technologies to policy shifts and investment opportunities, we bring you in depth discussions with industry leaders, investors, and policymakers who are driving change. Whether it's the rise of solar home systems in Nigeria, advancements in grid modernization, or the future of decentralized energy, we uncover the trends shaping the future power landscape.
Welcome to Innovate. I'm your host, Tinam Timothy, and in today's episode, we'll be introducing EMRC's electricity tracker, ELEC, Nigeria's first open source energy data platform. We'll explore its impact, the challenges behind its creation, and how it's driving transparency and innovation in the power sector. Plus, we'll discuss its performance since launch and what's next for the platform. With me on today's episode is Martins, a digital system expert at EMRC. Pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much, Tina.
First of all, I would like to congratulate you on the successful launch of the ELEC.
Much appreciated.
Every great innovation has a story. Can you tell us what inspired the creation of ELEC? What critical gap in Nigeria's power sector does it aim to bridge?
Thank you very much. ELECT was born out of the growing need for a centralized and transparent and also easily accessible platform for energy sector in Nigeria. One of the biggest challenge in the power sector has always been fragmented and inconsistent data. This has always made it very difficult for policymakers and investors, stakeholders to always make informed decisions. Let's take a walk back. Before the elect, industry players often relied on scattered reports, independent research, or even news articles, many of which have provided conflicting information. Elect has always sought to bridge this gap by aggregating industry data in one place, allowing for stakeholders to track key electricity trends as real time as possible. This platform is seeking to fill a very critical gap by ensuring that energy data is not just available, but also in a structured, reliable, and insightful way that seeks to empower professionals and industry stakeholders alike.
That's interesting. Since its launch, can you tell us how ELEC has been received? I mean, by the industry players and the public, and has the engagement to the platform been as you expected?
Well, the response has very much been overwhelmingly positive. Industry stakeholders, ranging from regulator to the investor and even academic researchers, have found ELECT extremely valuable. We've seen increased engagement from discos and Gencos looking to benchmark their performance, analysts and journalists who need reliable figures to perhaps shape some of their discussions, as well as regular individuals who are just there. They're also looking to get just feasibility into the Nigerian energy market. Additionally, many of our users have come to appreciate how intuitive and user friendly the platform is. The open access nature of the Elect has also made it possible, particularly appealing because for the first time, people can interact with real structured industry data without restrictive paywalls.
That's incredible. I mean, we know that data transparency is crucial, but accuracy is just as important. So, can you tell us where Elect source is data and how do you ensure it remains reliable?
That's a very good question because data integrity is at the heart of the very nature of ELECT. The platform aggregates information from multiple trusted sources, and this includes NERC, which is a regulatory body, market and system operators, as well as some public databases that are available, which we have also verified. However, we just don't stop at collecting this data. We also take a step further to apply some data verification mechanisms to cross-check figures from multiple sources. And this is coming on top of our decade-long experience in the energy sector. We've basically consulted for a lot of key industry players, and by so doing, we've developed some sort of validation mechanisms on data, and we essentially validate this data before putting them out there. So basically, Elect prioritizes consistency and traceability, and we ensure that our users understand each data that they're looking at. In addition to that, we have also incorporated feedback loops, basically, where stakeholders can report discrepancies and contribute additional information to refine accuracy over time.
So, sometime in March this year, there was an information about the peak generation in the news. And then when I checked the data in Elect, it was different from what was on news. So, how do you defend that?
That's true. So I think I recall that event occurring. So the electricity varies per second, per minute, and per hour. But what we report on the elect are energy values at the time it is being sent to the system operator. The system operator is the body that is in charge of dispatch of energy in Nigeria. So basically, the values that are being sent to them at the moment of dispatch is what is being recorded. So within those time periods during generation, you could tell that generations could vary, hit certain kind of peaks, perhaps in a second, but it comes down. But what we are tracking on the elect is those hourly energy that has been generated by each genco as verified by the system operator.
Wow, it sounds like a lot of work has been put into this. Like having listened to you from everything you've said, and based on my research, I know that there are various platforms providing energy data. But what truly sets Elect apart, and how does its open source model give it an edge?
Great. Nigeria has a problem, and which is a data access gap, right? And what the elect is seeking to solve basically is to provide, to try to close that energy access gap in the Nigeria electricity supply industry. So basically, we just want to ensure that data is available. Anyone can always access data, and we are trying to ensure that this data is always free and as transparent as possible. And not just that, the data will always be frequently updated, and then it's also open for contribution from other people.
That's impressive. We are curious to know about the sustainability of the elect. I mean, want to know during the process, was the elect ever funded? And then, even as it has been launched, does the elect intend to be commercial? Are you looking for partners? What are the long term plans of running it?
Um, Sustainability is a top priority. Right now, Elect was developed in house. Like I said, it was developed to solve the data access gap in Nigeria. So it was we're having conversations currently, but we're still open to collaborations and partnerships, basically locally and internationally from agencies and institutions. Okay, so but we want to ensure that Elect remains sustainable. So the core aspects of the data in the elect will always remain accessible to everyone. Even though some models might change in the future, but we want to ensure that that accessibility is always there in the elect.
That's fantastic. Before we wrap up, my final question to you is what's next for Elect? Can we expect any exciting new features or expansions in the coming months?
Yeah, there are several exciting developments in the pipeline. Some upcoming features include expanded data. If you notice in the elect currently, we seem to have some scarce information, especially in terms of renewable energy and mini grids in Nigeria. So that is one aspect we want to keep on developing and also stacking up. Also, want to add some interactive visualizations in there that will allow interactivity for users, as well as want to also ensure that we add some advanced analytics into it. So this one is going to allow investors and also key stakeholders to analyze and forecast. So basically, we're going to add some statistical algorithms in there that will allow them to predict and see and simulate different outcomes based on some key energy metrics, and then decide on what to do basically.
Thank you so much, Martins, for sharing all these exciting details about the elect. I
Welcome.
mean, I, for one, know that the elect is definitely something to engage in for
Right.
my data. And thank you to all our listeners for tuning in. Be sure to check out the elect and stay engaged with us for more updates on innovations in Nigeria's energy sector. Until next time, stay informed and stay innovative.